I am 100% sure that he is an absolute icon of the game and a brilliant player.
Well, I was 100% sure that we are about to tip off, but we weren't ready, so they're doing it again. And the Melbourne Tigers get a chance to draw first blood. And their import guard, TJ Campbell, be one of the smallest. He's got to be the smallest guy in the competition. We'll have to check that with the stat man, Mark Slocum, in a second. Devendorf, his little floater is off the rim, no good. Rod Grizzard pulls down the boards. Always a double-double looking to happen for them. He's got to do a lot of scoring for the Sydney Kings. He looks down low to Julian Khazzouh. His little lefty is off the rim. He gets another crack at it on this possession. Nice block by big Luke Neville, 7'2".
And they're going to see a lot of that from the Melbourne Tigers this year. You'd expect them to lead the league in rebounding and in block shots with the size they have, but the scoring for the Melbourne Tigers is going to come from that little fella, TJ Campbell and Eric Devendorf, their backcourt.
Luke Cooper showing you his ability to get into the paint. Nowhere to go as Graham Dan can't get his soft layup to roll in. He'll go to the line.
And here's what we're going to see a lot. There's Luke Neville, pretty straightforward. Big guy going up with the hand straight up. Throws it out from Khazzouh.
Andrew, be interesting to see this year, because this league has been famous for being a lot of small ball play. So when teams throw a very small, quick, perimeter-oriented roster at the Tigers, it'd be interesting to see what type of adjustments other teams have to make, or will it be the Tigers?
Well, I think with Devendorf and TJ Campbell, they've got some little guys that can be annoying as well on the defensive end, and probably down in that forward spot, trying to find someone for Wade Halliwell to match up with is going to be the challenge.
Luke Neville with about a 6 to 8 foot jump hook. And he was fouled. He'll go to the line. Sydney Kings were successful on one of theirs. 1-0 as Luke Neville tries to go to the line and get the lead for the Tigers.
A contradiction from Melbourne Tigers. TJ Campbell, 5'8", but Al reckons he's 5'8", but he plays 5'10". Well, apparently,
I'm not sure if that's a compliment.
Apparently he's got some hops though. He can go upstairs. And remember Bobby Locke for the Geelong Supercats many years ago, in that vein.
I'm going to go out on a limb, and I haven't seen him jump yet. I'm going to say he can't jump like Bobby Locke, because it looked like he was jumping off of a trampoline. Remember, he was 50 points in his first game. As Julian Khazzouh goes up for the jam, the Sydney Kings court their first field goal to take the lead 3-2.
And a little extended pressure by the Sydney Kings. They want to up the tempo as well. And with this big lineup, Wade Halliwell doing the ball handling duties. That you won't see too many times. And I'm sure Wade Halliwell in his entire career hasn't had to do that too many times.
Well, thank goodness that was not pretty. Halliwell just puts an elbow into the face of Graham Dan. He takes it.
Here we see Rod Grizzard taken to the basket, and that's where I think some question marks about the Melbourne Tigers' perimeter defense, but they're big guys. And there you see the push-off by Halliwell. That's his second personal foul.
Next one, Matty.
Immediately the Tigers point the finger to Matty Burston.
Damian Ryan out on the wing. He'll wait for the ball screen. Little pick and pop with Julian Khazzouh from the baseline. That rims out.
Just wait, Matty. Just wait, Matty.
That one's charged to Graham Dan. There's the coaching staff for the Sydney Kings, Ian Rebilliard. Of course, a star player for the Sydney Kings. Came over from the Newcastle Falcons. Connor Henry is his assistant coach. Was a head coach for the Perth Wildcats as well as the assistant under Scott Fisher. And of course, if you are an NBA gym rat, then you know that he played for the Boston Celtics when Larry Bird and Kevin McHale and the Celtics were in their heyday. Ball's knocked away, goes off the hands of Cam Traga, and the Sydney Kings will try and build on that big 1-point lead they've got.
You're going to see a lot of that from the Melbourne Tigers with their tall timber. Look just to post guys up, not a lot of structure. You don't need it when you can just feed it into the big fellas like that.
Damian Ryan with a pull-up jump shot just inside the free throw line gives the Kings that 3-point lead. Devendorf trying to get to the rim. Super explosive on that move. Can't get the soft roll. Luke Cooper will slow it down. Played his ball at Alaska Anchorage. teammate Kevin White, who's on the bench. Get another look at them. Later is a fast break for the Melbourne Tigers. That's not successful. Good looking fast break, just not a good finish.
14.
There's the turnover. Good hands by TJ Campbell, and real nervous start by Devendorf. He's 0 for 3 now, and just missed an absolute gimme.
Cam Tragar yet to get one up. Matt Burston, one of the tall timber for the Tigers, gets a streaking. Cam Tragar, good hands to fill that one up and get a bucket.
They get that sort of movement when you throw it down low. They're tough to stop with that size, and good pass by Matty Burston.
Luke Cooper with an off-balance shot somehow finds the glass and banks in.
Stand up, don't flop.
You heard the referee there talking about flopping on the D, trying to bail him out with the charging foul.
Pull-up jumper by TJ Campbell's off the mark. We'll get another look. Very nice cut.
No arms.
Little camera angle
No
too.
arms, guys, don't
We've
hold.
got it all here at 1HD, and I tell you what, Steve, wouldn't you love to be a shooter on this? You just have no conscience out when you've got the 3 big monsters down low. Just say, go get it, fellas. I'm going to throw it up there. And we should see with Devendorf and Campbell and Darryl Coletto, those guys should be unconscious from the perimeter, knowing they've got that backup on the boards.
Third turnover by the Melbourne Tigers. Burping it up quite often a little early in the game here. That's allowed the Kings to have this 3-point lead. Grizzard, nice pass to Graham Dan. His reverse layup. And the big size of the Melbourne Tigers gets the Kings to change that shot. TJ Campbell lines up one from the wing. No good. The Tigers just off the mark.
And there you see it, there's another change. There's been a few changes to the NBL. The 3-point line stepped out half a metre. The keyways have changed, and also the balls. They've gone from the molten ball to the Spalding ball. The game ball of the NBA, and then it's now the game ball of the NBL as well.
Neither team really blazing away.
Tigers are 1 of 7 with some very good looks, wide open looks, just not knocking them down, and 3 turnovers already for the Tigers.
Now hand in two, no hand.
Damian Ryan, a tough fall away from the baseline. He likes those baseline shots. Wasn't able to connect. Here come the Tigers. Trying to get another field goal is Matt Burston. He can't get his to go. 3-on-2 fast break for the Kings. Cooper. Right back to Graham Dan. He gets the score.
This is sloppy by the Melbourne Tigers. 1 of 8 now from the field, and the defense in transition wasn't there. Good pass by Graham Dan.
Graham Dan with the score. This timeout is brought to you by Hungry Jacks. It's the flame that makes the difference.
That was a good finish by Graham Dan. A great pass to get him the ball. And now he's got the chance to finish it off.
Just play out of that. If the slip's good, and we can throw straight back to that as you come off. So look for that. Jules, straight up. If there's something to shoot over, that's fine. You've got a sub coming in shortly. Contagious energy, right? Good job on the D. Get it out. So you got me? No, I've got Graham. So you're in the 4, right? Hey, when we get that, Damo, when we get that rebound, get it and go. We got to have guys sprinting the lanes. He can't be looking. He's got to be given that pass. Energy, that's energy play. All right here. We're looking good. We go. 3, 2, 1.
Good start by the Sydney Kings as they get a wayward shot or a turnover, whatever you want to call it. Luke Cooper is a pass-first point guard. He gets it to Graham Dan for the deuce. Good start for the Sydney Kings, Andrew.
It's an outstanding start. They couldn't ask for better. On the road, first game of the season. And the Tigers looking very, very nervous, and Graham Dan going to the line with a chance to put the Kings up by 6. And good control. Graham Dan, he's 6'8". We saw when he was able to there, good pass in the air, and he got it back from Cooper. And good body control to be able to finish off the play.
Well, he got the starting nod instead of their import, Taj McCullough. As Graham Dan cannot connect on the 3-point play. 5-point lead for the Sydney Kings. as Matt Burston, 6'10" in his own right. And the Melbourne Tigers big man. Devendorf looking for Cam Tragah. Nice pass to Matt Burston. He connects on a nice drive. Well, the 2 field goals that they have been from nice cuts.
1-2 plays down low, looking after the buddy system down low with the big fellas, and good movement from away from the ball with the big fellas cutting like that.
Grizzard trying to take Cam Tragah off the dribble, famous for his D. He'll take another shot at it. Pull-up jump shots off the mark. And big Matt Burston pulls down the board. Here come the Tigers.
Not sure that's the Kings' the best option, coming down one pass and then just shake and bake. They look better when they move it around, loosen up the defense, and another turnover to the Melbourne Tigers.
Trying to force it into the big man. That's a better look from Rod Grizzard at the 3, and he knocks it down.
Rod Grizzard spent some time with the Melbourne Tigers. He'd be keen to show them what they're missing out on. The Melbourne Tigers let him go mid-season.
He'll be looking to show a couple of teams. He's lined up for a couple of different rosters. Adelaide 36ers, Singapore Slingers.
White, 2.
There we see the inside perimeter passing. Matty Burston doing a good job coming down the lane. Darryl Coletto checking into the game, replacing Devendorf.
He's a McDonald's All-American out of high school.
That's some huge games for the University of Syracuse in the Big East.
Rod Grizzard fouls Matt Burston. Another good cut by the Melbourne Tigers big man.
Steve, you've been in Sydney and seen Taj McCullough. I've heard some different things about him, but the first few games of the season, judging by some of the reports, it's probably pretty important for him to get off to a good start.
It's very important for him to get off to a good start. He starts the season opener on the bench, which isn't the whole story, but they don't have a roster full of a whole lot of scorers, so you would imagine that the 2 imports have got to make some major contributions in those areas.
They got to carry a lot of the load, and this season we're going to see a whole different game. I think that it's underestimated by many, the impact, the 3-point line going out, that extra, it's now at 6.75 meters.